Hello, subscribers, Game of Thrones fans, and Dragon Lords. Welcome to the Joe and Jay channel. Now, I know this isn't our usual format when creating videos. Sadly, you won't be seeing our lovely faces, but that won't impact the content we're going to present to you today. So we're going to be discussing one major event that's going to be taking place on HBO's upcoming show, House of Dragon, the prequel to Game of Thrones, to give you a bit of knowledge before you watch this new series. Now, everybody watching this should know that the House of Dragon takes place 100 years before the events of Game of Thrones. I'm talking about we're going to see the Targaryen dynasty at its prime. Now, get ready for dragons and incest. Oh, I mean fire and blood.
The year is 92 AC, and the Prince of Dragonstone, a title given to the heir of the Seven Kingdoms during the Targaryen reign, Aemon Targaryen, has been shot in the neck with a crossbow, leading to his demise. Rightfully so, as Aemon was the heir to the Iron Throne. By technicality, Aemon's daughter and only child, Princess Rhaenys, should have been the Princess of Dragonstone. But her grandfather, aka King Jaehaerys of the Seven Kingdoms during this time, made sure to kill that idea before it reached reality. Yes, King Jaehaerys was known as a great king, the one to help mend the fate of the Seven with Westeros and help restore the realm from the terrible reign of his predecessor, Maegor the Cruel. However, it is important to note that Jaehaerys was sexist and a misogynist, two factors that had a major impact on the future of Westeros. Jaehaerys deciding to skip over his granddaughter, Princess Rhaenys, and name his second son, Balon Targaryen, as his heir. Now, this decision pissed off his co-ruler / sister wife, Queen Alicent. Because, look, Jaehaerys would have not been beloved by the small folk, the nobles, and such a great ruler if it wasn't for Queen Alicent. Let's just talk about some of the things that Queen Alicent has done. She abolished that creepy law that would have allowed lords to sleep with the bride on her wedding night. She expanded the land of the Night's Watch and sat on the king's council and helped advise. In other terms, Queen Alicent was Jaehaerys' Michelle Obama. Quite ironic that he would be acting like this, since the love of his life, he loved his sister wife. He wouldn't sleep with any other woman. He wouldn't cheat on her. Even after her death, he didn't entertain any other woman because he was just so in love with her and respected her to a certain extent. But I digress. Queen Alicent was like to Jaehaerys, if you don't believe that women are equal to men and that I was basically helping you maintain the whole entire realm, then I'm gonna leave. Which is what she did. She hopped on her dragon and left, but eventually came back. This wasn't even the first time she left Jaehaerys and returned. The first time she left was when he called their daughter a whore, but that's a story for another time. Anyway, fast forward. Queen Alicent dies on her deathbed. She's dying in her bed. And she's talking to Jaehaerys and she's insisting that their granddaughter, Rhaenys, becomes the heir. But Jaehaerys isn't having it. No matter how much he loves Alicent, he's like, no, but I still love you. And I'm going to be depressed for a couple of years. The year is 101 AC, and the Prince of Dragonstone, Balon Targaryen, Queen Alicent and King Jaehaerys' second son, has died due to appendicitis, or also known as belly burst. Now, King Jaehaerys is huffing and puffing and panicking. For starters, he's going through a depression because Alicent is dead. His second heir has died unexpectedly. Aemon was his first heir, but he got shot in the neck with a crossbow. And now Balin is friggin' dead due to appendicitis or belly burst. And lastly, there were too many claimants for the throne. Truly, Jaehaerys should be blaming himself because he wouldn't be having all these claimants / relatives friggin' trying to grab and reach for the throne if it wasn't for incest. Let's be honest.
You fucked your sister, you little pervert!
I mean, Jaehaerys and Alicent had a buttload of kids and grandkids. It's too many to count. Oh my gosh. Just here's a family tree of just their family tree. Like, look at this. It's ridiculous. Jaehaerys called for the first Great Council to put the matter before the lords of the realm. The council took place in Harrenhal, and each lord from every realm responded to the call. Claimant number 1, Prince Viserys Targaryen. Claimant number 2, Laenor Velaryon. Claimant number 3, Princess Rhaenys Targaryen. Claimant number 4, Laena Velaryon. Claimant number 5, Archmaester Vaegon. And some of them, or the rest, are bastards of Jaehaerys and Alicent's daughter, Sarah, the one he called a whore, and the rest are unknown. I'll start from the bottom of the list. Jaehaerys and Alicent's last living son, Vaegon, refused to press his claim on account of his vow as Archmaester. Laena Velaryon, the great-granddaughter of Jaehaerys and Alicent, also the eldest daughter of Princess Rhaenys, was passed over because of her sex. And, as you know, Princess Rhaenys, the granddaughter of Jaehaerys and Alicent, and the only child of Aemon Targaryen, the first heir, was passed over also because of her sex. The last two claimants the Great Council had to decide between were Laenor Velaryon, who was the son of Princess Rhaenys, and Corlys Velaryon. The second claimant was Viserys Targaryen, who was the grandson of Jaehaerys and Alicent, and the son of Balin Targaryen. Both Laenor and Viserys had strong claims to one-up each other for the throne. Laenor's mother, Princess Rhaenys, was the daughter of Aemon Targaryen, Jaehaerys' first heir. And Laenor's father was Corlys Velaryon, nicknamed the Sea Snake. Corlys was the richest and most famous man in Westeros because of his voyages across the world into Essos. By the way, House of Velaryon was an old household and stored Valyrian heritage way before the Targaryens arrived to Westeros. They're not dragon riders like the Targaryens because in old Valyria, the Targaryens were dragon lords and riders, but the Valyrians, they weren't. Like, not all Valyrians are dragon riders, guys. Let's just make that clear. Anyway, many great houses supported Laenor too, such as the Starks, and especially the Baratheons, because, side note, Princess Rhaenys was half Baratheon as well. Viserys, on the other hand, was the grandson of Jaehaerys and Alicent, and also the son of Balin. The only advantage Viserys had against Laenor was that he was 24 years old and Laenor was only 7. Laenor had checked all of the boxes to be considered the heir, but sadly what mattered the most to the council was the male line precedence over the female line. Therefore, Viserys was crowned Prince of Dragonstone, and later, after Jaehaerys' death, King of the Seven Kingdoms.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more.